To make Avatar the Last Airbender a serialized drama, Aang will not go on many detours looking for adventures like riding the elephant koi. We essentially give him this vision of what's going to happen, and he says, I have to get to the Northern Water Tribe to stop this from happening. This series is dead on arrival. I'm going to be blunt. And there's more that came out. There are certain roles I think that Katara did in the cartoon that we didn't necessarily also do here. I mean, I don't want to really get into a lot of that, but some gender issues that didn't quite translate from the cartoon, from the producer of Avatar the Last Airbender live action. Okay, so I think everybody by now has seen the controversy and drama that has been taking place for the last 48 hours or so on YouTube, on Twitter, on Reddit. It's a lot of everybody's talking about it right now. And the reason for it makes a lot of sense. Avatar the Last Airbender is a beloved series. Easily one of the most talked about cartoons, I think, in existence of YouTube. It's at least up there. It may not be number one, but it is up there. It is one of the most talked about and just analyzed, dived into character studies. There's so many videos. You could just go onto YouTube and type it in, and you'll find so many people discussing this series. And the fact that you have these writers and at Netflix and different people in Hollywood that look at this series and don't understand the true concept of what these characters mean is just questionable. It's like, why? Why do this? And let's get into that. What this part with Aang essentially means is that they are removing Aang's character. That they are destroying what is his character's purpose. And let me explain. So basically, Aang as a character is very childlike. He's childish. And when you think about the beginning of the story, his childhood was taken from him. It was. He was taken from him, and he was told that, oh, you need to become the Avatar. You're the last Airbender. He had a lot of responsibility, a lot of pressure shoved on a boy his age. He was a very young boy that had a lot of pressure and the weight of the world itself on his shoulders, not to mention the genocide of his own people, the Airbenders, not including what else is going to happen in the future. And that's a lot of weight for someone of his age to deal with. And this is something that Nickelodeon, on a cartoon, channel for kids, let us know. They kind of pointed this out. Like, yeah, he has a lot of pressure. And as the story progresses, Aang realizes he has a lot of responsibility. He needs to step up, and he needs to grow, and he needs to be able to accept this responsibility. But at the early stages of the story, even especially with him being in the ice, he wanted to try to run away from it. He didn't want to fully accept responsibility. He wanted to have a childhood. But eventually, obviously, he couldn't. But the point is that his character, he didn't have he didn't have these visions telling you what he did. He wasn't someone that was strictly following a path and instantly had to do everything. He wanted to be kind of childish. And the fact that they're removing that basically says they don't understand his character. And they're watering down, not just Sokka, but also Aang's character within this series. Not to mention, Katara, which we already know this is going to be a mess just because of the Sokka situation with him having basically his entire character arc removed because of sexism. But one thing I want to point out that also came out is that they're going to be showing the entire genocide of the air nomads, or the airbenders. And I'm just like, okay, wait a minute, hold the phone here. You're cutting out sexism for, Sokka's character. You're changing Katara's character because of gender issues. You're watering down Aang's character to make him have a purpose and not act like a kid. But you're willing to show genocide. Full-on genocide of the Airbenders. And I'm just like, what? Okay, so if they're trying to water it down to make it less mature and all that, and make it structured for kids, even though it's questionable they're doing that, fine. But adding genocide into it that's never been seen even in the show, it's just like, so genocide's fine. We could show that. But anything that remotely shows a flawed character with some sexist issues and then grows out of that, we can't show that. It's just like, are you saying people can't change? That they have to be born perfect? They have to start off straight as an arrow, completely perfect as an individual with no flaws whatsoever? That's not how the real world works. Everybody is flawed. I am flawed. Anyone that is out there right now is flawed as a human in some shape or form. And what this picture kind of paints is saying that you need to be a perfect human. If you're not perfect, you shouldn't exist. That is exactly what this is saying. And it's also saying that people can't change. For instance, Sokka as a character can't change, can't grow from being a sexist individual to someone that actually respects people, to Aang being childish and realizing that he has a lot of responsibility in growing as a person. Or, just everything with Katara, with, Sokka and her Water Tribe village, everything. It's just, seeing this, it really grosses me out that, we as a society are willing to go as far as to show like a genocide, but when it comes to character flaws and stuff, we can't do that. I don't know, man. This series is legitimately just so dead on arrival. It is insane. The only series that comes close to dead on arrival to this, I would say, is the Halo TV series. That is the only series I say that comes close to just how bad this is. Because it's like, it's the writers got together, and they're like, you know what we're gonna do? We're just going to destroy what Avatar even means. Like, we're going to completely miss the mark and not even adapt what the characters are and just make our own characters. It's kind of like they're using the IP of Avatar, kind of like a puppet, just to be able to sell their own version of a story. That's literally what they're doing. It's like they're using the vessel, the vehicle that is Avatar the Last Airbender, and they just want to make their own story. That's it. That's all they want to do, because they know the IP of Avatar is so massive. It's so huge, as I talked about at the beginning of this video, that there's so many channels dedicated to talking about Avatar that it makes a lot of sense. They want to use that IP because it's so massive. They could get quick money. Because, let's be honest, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to probably pick up a Netflix subscription to watch this because they're avid Avatar fans. There's going to be people that are completely unaware of the controversy and drama that's been happening for these past, 48 hours or so. And they're going to be fooled into watching this, and they're going to be like, what the hell is this? But Netflix is going to make their money. The TV show series is going to make their money, and people are going to hate watch it or just watch it, and it's going to look like it's successful. And it's just, I hate this. I hate seeing so many beloved shows getting outright just destroyed because they want to water things down, but they're willing to do stuff like this of all things. It's like, are you kidding me, man? It's so gross. I'm so sick and tired of this. More and more I hear about this, the more I realize just how disrespectful the team at Netflix is. They are really disrespectful. It really shows just how cooked the One Piece live action would have been. I know I said this already, but if Oda really wasn't heavily involved with whatever contract he has, I truly don't think it would have been as good as it was. I really think that it would have been atrocious. If they're doing stuff like this, changing this and character flaws and all that, imagine what Luffy would have been. Oh my goodness. Nami, Sanji, oh goodness. So it's just it makes me so upset, man. This is just awful to see. It makes me so angry to see just such a beloved series destroyed to such a degree. I know people could say just watch the cartoon, but it's not that simple, because what this does is it ruins newcomers. People that never have heard of Avatar, or have heard but never watched it, they're going to start here, and they're not going to understand what the main message of the series is, because the characters are just so watered down for what their true purpose actually is. But I'm going to leave it at that. I'm a little bit upset. I wanted to talk about this because more news came out. But be safe, stay healthy. Chibi out.